Yo, what's up guys? It's your boy Annie Z with What If Naruto was banished and was the Emperor of the West, part 6. So we last left off with Naruto, who failed miserably, causing Naruto to declare war on the Leaf Village. After that we saw Naruto attacking the Land of Fire, destroying most of its resources, leaving them with only limited supply for the war. So let's get started. Naruto was currently on Vimana with Saber on his lap. Following him was thousands of planes and bullheads and flying ships. Naruto flew above the Leaf Village as Minato saw this and got as many shinobis out, starting with the remaining rookies and their sensei Kushina and Tsuade out of the village. Now, mongrel, feel the wrath of the king of kings, Anuma Elish, Naruto says as he unleashes a beam from his sword that destroys the entire village. Only those that I mentioned above escaped. Naruto, how could you destroy your home? You'll pay for this, Minato yells, his implanted Sharingan eyes turning to the Mangekyo Sharingan after seeing lots of people he cared about being killed and destroyed. You dare raise your voice to a king, mongrel, Naruto says. Minato charges at Naruto, but Naruto just dodges. Naruto realizes something. So, mongrel, you managed to cure your curse. I'm presuming that you used the Izanagi to do that, Naruto says, as he grabs the hand of Minato that was holding the Rasengan and crushes it, destroying Minato's hand. Is that all, mongrel? I heard that you beat 1,000 men in a single jutsu. They must have been weak. They must have stood there and allowed you to attack them. And what was that meant to be? That Rasengan of yours can't even scratch my arm, Naruto says as he shows his hand, as Jiraiya charges in with Sage Mode, hitting Naruto, sending him a few steps back. Jiraiya survived because he was out of the village trying to collect some information on the war with the West, and he had just come back. Guy charges at Naruto with the 8 gates as he punches Naruto, but Naruto punches his fist back. Naruto overpowers him with his servant strength because he was a heroic spirit, which has more strength than the average human. And since Naruto was a high level one, Minato, Guy and everybody's strength cannot be compared to him. After Guy's time limit of the 8 gate ran out, or was nearly run out, Guy used Night Guy, but that failed. Naruto made sure that Guy was dead by opening portals around him and killing him, by sending lots of exploding swords at him. Be happy, mongrel, you died to me, using my swords, Naruto says, as Krishna wraps him in chains as everybody starts to beat on Naruto. Is it over? Naruto put up a good fight and destroyed the village, but we've won. We will now claim his empire as our own, Minato says as everybody surviving the Leaf Massacre was cheering, since Minato and the others saw no movement from where they attacked Naruto and thought that Naruto had died, as the rookie started to cheer. You think you have won? Such arrogance for a mongrel. I let you hit me to see your power, and now I could tell that none of you even have the capabilities of scratching me, Naruto says as he comes out unfazed, as they look up at the sky and saw Naruto on Vimana looking down on them. Now, mongrels, you shall die for dirtying me with your dirty hands, Naruto says, as thousands of golden portals opened up and surrounded them. No, Naruto, please, we didn't raise you like this, Krishna said. You never raised me at all, mongrel, so it is not my fault that I do not live up to your expectations of being a bug. I've ascended your expectations, and if you don't like it, well then time travel and fix it. But knowing you probably messed that all up as well, Naruto. Naruto then does a hand gesture, and the sword starts to strike at the remaining Leaf Shinobis, exploding them and killing them once and for all. And with that, our game has come to an end, mongrels. I win, Naruto says, looking at the bloody remains of the whole Leaf Village, Minato and the surviving Leaf members. Naruto then flies to where his fleet is, where he commands them to take the Land of Fire and make it part of his own empire. After the fleet left, the 3 Kages come. These were the Kages of the Mist Cloud and Rock Village, A, Mai and Oniki. With them was their armies. I believe you should share the Land of Fire. Since you already have the Land of the West, it is only fair that we have the Land of the East, A says. Oh really, mongrel, you never even helped taking over the Land of Fire and was just watching Why should I give my prize to you? Naruto says. Perhaps it's time for us to kill you, King of the West. Your army is gone to complete your mission and you're all alone and you're weak from battle, Tsuchikage says. Mongo, you don't even have the power to scratch me. I suggest you leave before you make me angry, Naruto says. You think we are joking? Attack, the three Kage said as the mist, the rock, the cloud all charged at Naruto. How very boring. You send these weak bugs to fight me instead of fighting me yourself. Very well, you shall now see the power of the king, Naruto says as golden portals open up and surround the armies as Naruto fires exploding swords at the army, killing most of them, leaving only the Jinchurikis and the Kages alive. Golden portals open up as chains pierce the Jinchurikis. I feel bad for the Bijus sealed within you. It's time to let them out. Just like I did for Kurama, Naruto says as the golden chains of Enkidu drag the Bijus out of the host. Bijus, you are now free to leave and do what you please, Naruto says as the Bijus left. Our weapons, how dare you? We are king, you can't take our weapons. The Bijus belong to us, the Tsuchikage says. How can a weapon belong to a dead bug when they won't be alive anymore to claim ownership? Naruto says. What do you mean dead? A says as swords fly and hit him and the Kages and the rest of the Jinchurikis, killing them. What I meant, Mongo, was you are all dead now, Naruto says as he sees his army return. When the army return, they see the dead bodies of the Kages and the armies. My lord, what is going on here? Why are the armies dead? One of the commanders asked. It's simple really, Mongols. They tried to kill me after thinking that I sent you all away while thinking that I was weak from battle. What blasphemy. To think these bugs think that they can even graze me. But now, I have one last business to take care of. While I do that, you lot take over the remaining countries of the east. Well, apart from Gaara, because he's still loyal to us and he's already signed his country away to us, as well as the Wind Lord. Naruto says, yes sir, they said, as they got onto their ships and left to go to the Mist, Cloud and Rock to conquer them and meet up with Mordred and Mikoto, who was going to conquer the Mist, and some went to meet up with Arturia, who was going to conquer the Rock, while Kurama was going to conquer the Cloud. Naruto also got into Vimana and left to go to the Land of Rain to finish one less threat to his empire. Naruto landed in the village as he saw 9 figures standing out, ready to defend their village. So Ninetales, you have come to us. It's time that we capture you, Princess. Mongo, I do not hold Kurama anymore. He is currently leading the assault against the Cloud, while my wife is leading the assault against the Rock, and my daughters are taking over the Mist, Naruto says. How dare you? I'm Pain, I'm the god, I'm meant to rule over everything to achieve peace, not some weird Jinchuriki, Pain says. You're a god. What makes you a god? Don't make me laugh. Is it because you have the Rinnegan, Mongo? Well, that doesn't make you a god. The Rinnegan is not a god tier dojutsu. I'm 2/3 god myself. How dare you call yourself a god in my presence? You lying little scum, Naruto says, as golden portals open up and swords rain, killing the range shinobi that were calling Pain the god. Itachi rushed at Naruto with rage because of what happened to his brother. He was about to activate his Sharingan when Naruto shot multiple swords, slashing his eyes out and cutting his limbs off. Uchiha Mongo, did you really think that a Mongo like yourself could even lay a finger on me? Don't hype yourself up. No matter what the Leaf Village says or anybody else says, you are just an below average fighter. In the era of the Age of Gods, you wouldn't even be considered a fighter, you would be considered an academy student. And in the West, you too would be considered less than average academy student, Naruto says, as another sword pierces Itachi's skull, killing him. Hiden and Kakuzu charged at Naruto, thinking that the immortality will save them from any wounds, but they had their heads chopped off by a Harpy, a immortal slaying scythe that Gilgamesh had in his treasury. Kakuzu charged at Naruto, but was quickly killed as several swords pierced him. Deidara shot several exploding birds at Naruto, but Naruto just walked through the explosions like they were nothing. He was then ambushed by Sasori, who had several puppets attack him. Naruto grew bored as he pulled out a sword. This was Gram, a sword on par with Excalibur, as Naruto slashed both of them, along with Konon, killing the 3. Naruto was now facing the real Pain. He had killed the 6 paths by spamming barrages of exploding swords, killing the paths. To think The eyes you have borrowed from that Uchiha murderer would have given you, a nearly dead mongrel, the ability to fight and possibly take out one of the great villages all by yourself. I'm thinking I might add that to my collection, my treasury, Naruto says, as he kills Pain with his sword, and he took the eyes and put them in the gates of Babylon. Now come on out, Uchiha mongrel. Yes, you the one who is hiding in your kamui, Naruto says as Obito come out. Obito then uses Kami to phase through the weapons that were coming at him. See King, you're nothing. Just give me the eyes and let me rule this world, I promise. When Rin comes back, we'll all be happy, Obito says. You wish me to serve you, mongrel? Have I heard correctly? I, the King of Kings, and you wish for me to serve a bug like you? You think that just because you can face, you can't be killed? Well then, I would have to show you your place, Naruto says as golden portals surrounded Obito. I was trying to be nice to my sensei's son, but your arrogance will now cost you. I'll kill you, Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze, Obito says. How dare you use that name? I am Naruto Pendragon, not Uzumaki Namikaze. Now, mongrel, you have angered me, and you will now know despair, Naruto says, getting angry, as golden portals appear near his hand, and the red hilt is seen, as Naruto pulls out the hilt of the sword. Awaken, Aya! It's time to show this mongrel his place, Naruto says, as he points Aya at Obito, who is using Kamui to phase, or try to phase the beam that was fired at Obito, but Obito was consumed by it. Ah! How are you hurting me in my Kamui? Obito says, as he was destroyed. Your technique is like a reality marble mongrel, but even more weaker. At least a faker could at least give me a challenge, Naruto says, as he rises above the village on Vimana and uses EA to completely destroy it before he returns home. Naruto sees Arturia as they kiss and they hug their kids. Timeskip, we now see an old Naruto and Arturia watching their grandkids play and talk about how they owned the world, since after the war, the elemental nations was conquered by Naruto, and now the whole world was his family's garden.
Peace, man. Peace.